Today we had a customer that came in with a couple of phones, older phones. Maybe 3-4 of them do not power on, and one of them needed the battery replaced. He said, I own a phone repair shop, but I'm not capable of doing motherboard work. I want to see if you can help me fix those phones that do not power on, and I want you to also replace the battery on this Motorola phone. The Motorola phone that he got is one of those phones where you have to heat up the screen to pry it open, and then you can replace the battery on the inside. And the phone already has a crack on it. The screen already has a crack on it. I told them, as for the Motorola phone, we can replace the battery for you, but you have to understand, if we try to pry the screen open, the screen is already cracked. It may crack even more, or it may stop working altogether. You have to let your customer know that if we did work on that phone to replace the battery, there's a chance that the screen can break even more. And it's gonna cost you that much money to replace the battery on that phone. As for the other phones, it makes absolutely no sense to work on those phones unless data recovery is involved. And if data recovery is involved, data recovery is gonna cost you about 10 times the value of each phone. He said, yes, data recovery is involved, but that's a lot of money to do data recovery, and I cannot ask my customers for that much money. I told them, naturally, if data recovery is involved, it's gonna take a lot of brain power, it's gonna take a lot of investigation to try to fix the motherboard to a point where we can do data recovery, and that comes at a cost. He's afraid to ask his customers for more money, fearing that he may lose those customers. He said, I do not have a lot of customers, and I do not want to just lose those customers. I said, I'm sorry, if you do want us to work on those phones, your customers need data recovery, you need to charge more money than what we are charging you so you can also make money. But that's the price, and we cannot take him in for any less than what I'm telling you. I can see where that guy is coming from, because at one point in time, I was in his shoes. When I first started the business, I was afraid to ask for more money, or I was afraid to make more profit, or I was afraid to just lose the customer overall. I did not have a lot of customers, and every customer I get in, I rather make something from that customer rather than make nothing. I thought to myself, maybe I can make little profit and I will do a lot of repairs. That will add up. But what you do not understand is, when you start a business, customers do not just come rushing into your shop. You'll be lucky if you get 1 customer a day when you first start the business, 2 customers a day, 3 customers a day. Those customers are not gonna pay your rent. But you have to establish yourself, and that's why being in business is difficult. You have to establish the business. I was a web developer before I started this business. I mentioned it more than a couple of times on this channel. I used to do plugins, mods, and templates for a script called Raise. It's a YouTube clone. It used to be popular. I had over 120 plugins, mods, and templates for that script. Now, the makers of the script, Raise, it's a company in India. They realized that maybe I'm taking business away from them by creating those mods. Instead of the Raise customer going to them and asking them for a custom mod that they would pay a lot of money for, I'm creating that mod and selling it for $100, $200, $300. So what they did, the company, Raise, what they did is they upgraded their script, and they programmed and included a lot of the mods that we had for sale as part of their script, and they encrypted their script so none of our templates, mods, or plugins will work on their script. That was the end of the website that I used to sell plugins, mods, and templates for that script. Now, I created a lot of websites for companies. I created a lot of websites for individuals. I created a lot of logos for companies and individuals. I still have the website logodesignpro.com. It's a premium domain. The last time I updated that website was maybe like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It's still up and live, but outdated, and I'm not doing business on it right now. But if I do sell the domain, it will probably get me a lot of money. The website is Logo Design Pro, not Pros. There's another company with the S, but mine is logodesignpro.com. You can see all the logos that I created for companies. Here, why don't I show it to you? And you can see all the logos I created for companies. I mean, that was my business, creating logos, websites, PHP, JavaScript, jQuery, MySQL, and all that good stuff. So my web development business came to a halt. I do have the experience. I can search for projects and do web development, and I was actually on Stack Overflow, and I was getting a lot of business from Stack Overflow from sharing my knowledge. Just like now, I share my knowledge on YouTube, and we get a lot of business worldwide. And it was the same back then. I was sharing knowledge on Stack Overflow, and you can check out my profile. You can search for the name Hussein. I go by the name of Hussein, and you will find my profile on Stack Overflow. I must have answered like 500-600 questions. I mean, if you check here, that's my profile. And I used to be addicted to this website, answering questions, helping others. And if you look here, 25 gold badges, 111 silver badges, 143 bronze badges. And they show you, I got a gold badge for CSS, a gold badge for HTML, jQuery, so on and so forth, right there. Now, after everything came to a halt, I started to program a website called PageX. I wanted to do a website for myself where I can charge a membership to use that website. The website is like Wix, like the Wix website, where you can go in and create your own website. But I wanted to create a website similar to Wix with more features. I worked on that website for 3 years, and I never ended up finishing that website because I started the repair business. So at that point, I told my wife, maybe I should look for a retail store where I could do web development and also repairs. I graduated in electrical engineering, and repairs was my hobby. Maybe I could do both. But I went to look for some shops, $4,000 rent, $5,000, $6,000. And I was not looking at retail shops anymore because everything was so expensive. So I was looking for an office space. I found an office on the second floor that nobody could see, second floor, back of the building. And we were not allowed to put a sign outside to let customers know that there's a repair shop up on the second floor. I was discussing this with my mother and my wife. Now, 2 women you can trust in your life, your mother and your spouse. Your mother more than your spouse. Nobody cares about you more than your mother, and nobody loves you more than your mother. Even if you have problems with your mother, even if you do not agree with your mother, you have to keep in mind that nobody loves you more than your mother. Now, my mother, the way she calculates things is, what's the best that you can do in that shop? How many repairs are you going to get per day? 5 repairs, 10 repairs? How much are you going to charge per repair? $50? $100? It's not going to work out. The expenses are not going to work out. What if you do not get customers? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Now, my wife, on the second hand, she said, I think that you should take that step forward, and I know you can do it. I see how you work. I see how you are like. You are a perfectionist, and you always like to do things the proper way. You always like to do things the right way. You're an honest person, and God is going to make it easy on you. Just take that step with full confidence, and you can do it. You can do it. So I felt, I had that sudden energy. I felt excited. I felt happy. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to call the landlord. I'm going to sign the lease, and I'm going to start that new venture in having an office, doing web development, doing repairs, and all that stuff. You kind of build that empire in your head. But at the same time, I had fear, and I know I'm smart in doing web development. I had no reason to fear web development. I know I'm good at it. I'm good in electronics repairs. I wasn't as good as now, but I knew that I could do it. So I woke up in the morning, I called the landlord, and I told him I'm ready to sign the lease for that office. I signed the lease. It was a big step, and I was honestly relying on my brother on doing the Google ad campaign to get customers in. So my brother spent the hours making the campaigns in Google ads and all that stuff, the keywords, what people would search, exact match, non-exact match, all that stuff. And I remember the first day the office was opened, I had nothing inside the office. I bought some used furniture to put inside the office, and we needed to paint the walls and to put some crown moldings on the floor because the corners were, ugly, and I wanted the office to look good. And I had that used desk that I bought, and I wanted to put that desk all the way inside. And I remember somebody knocked on the door. They opened the office door. They came in, and they thought that they were going into the wrong office, and they quickly closed the door. So I rushed to open the door. I said, "Are you looking for computer repair?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Right here." And I remember the guy just peeked inside. He said, "The office is empty." I said, "Yeah, we just moved here, and we are in the process of getting our furniture, but we are officially open. What do you have?" And he said, "A tablet." It was an Asus tablet. I never fixed that tablet in my life. And I told him with confidence, "What's wrong with the tablet?" And he said, "The charging port." So deep down, I knew I could fix it. Charging port, what's the worst that can happen? 5 pins, micro USB port, I can do it. And I told him, yeah, let me take your name and number. And I wrote it down on paper. No computer, no nothing. And he was a little bit afraid to leave the tablet in the office. I told him, don't worry, we just moved here. And he left it. I worked on it for a couple of hours. I fixed it, and I called him to come and pick it up. Now, the next day, that day I only got one customer. And Google ad costed me like $75. I only got one customer, because you have to understand Google ads, the way it works is if somebody clicks on the ad, I end up paying $2 for that click, and the customer may or may not show up. You may have competition that just click on your ad so they can cost you money. Or you have people click on the ad, they go onto your website, no, next. So I paid $75 that day, and I only got one customer. The next day, the ad is running. We had a $100 limit on the ad. The next day, I'm also working, fixing the office. A guy came in, same thing. He opened the door and closed the door. He thought he was in the wrong office. I rushed, and I told him, are you looking for computer repair? He said, yeah, I have an iPhone to fix, iPhone 5. So I told him, come in. I never fixed an iPhone 5 in my life. He had two phones that he wanted to change the screens on. So I said, what's the worst that can happen? I'll go to YouTube, look at some videos on how to replace screens on iPhone 5, and I'll do it. So I went on YouTube, I looked at some videos on how to replace screens on the iPhone 5 or the iPhone 5S it was, and pretty simple. Open the phone, take out the screws, disconnect the battery, disconnect the screen, easy. So I called the local vendor. I told him I need a screen for iPhone 5S. Can I pick it up? He said yes. He said, you know what? I'm actually passing by your area. Maybe I'll pass by and hand that screen over to you. And the screen at that time was $85 for the iPhone 5S. iPhone 5S screen was $85. So I bought one screen from him. Not two, not three, not four. I bought one because I thought, you know, this is a computer repair business. Maybe I'm not going to get another iPhone 5S screen to fix. Let me buy one. If I need more in the future, I'll call him and I'll buy more. So he got the screen. Now it's time to install the screen on the phone. I watched a couple of videos, and I'm confident I can do it. I had one bench, nothing on the bench, few screwdrivers, a tweezer, few things on the bench. I'm happy. I had a customer, and Google ad is working. So I opened up the phone, I removed the screen, disconnected the battery first, of course, and I installed the screen, and now comes the time to close the screen. The screen must fit in like this, and then you lock it. You press it on the edges, it locks in, and then you put one screw here and one screw here. But the screen would not go in. The screen would not go in. No matter what I did, the screen would not go in. I opened up the phone to see if there's maybe a screw stuck inside, or maybe if I did anything wrong from the inside. I took out the screen, I checked the housing, nothing. Installed the screen, I want to close it, and it does not close. It's not going in. I was sweating. I did not know what to do. So I said maybe I need to put more pressure on the screen. I put more pressure and the screen broke. It's cracked in half. I'm already down $85. I spent $85 on Google ads at that time, and now I need to buy another screen to install it. So I called that guy again with the screens. I told him, are you still in the area? He said yes. I told him, can you pass me one more screen? He said, I'll be there in 30 minutes. He came in, I bought another screen from him, $85, and I thought this time I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna be really careful. So again, I installed the screen, and the screen is not locking down. It's not closing. And I was afraid to put pressure on it because I'm gonna end up breaking that screen again. And I could not figure it out. I could not figure out why the screen is not closing. I looked at the phone on the inside, same thing, same story. I put pressure on the screen and it broke. I broke two screens, $85, and Google ads, $85. I'm already down $200, and I fixed nothing at all. And my face, you know, I felt like, why am I doing this? I mean, I do not fix phones. Why am I fixing phones? Why am I doing something that is not my specialty? Why am I doing this? I fix computers. I do not want to fix phones. It's not my specialty. And I went home, and my wife noticed I'm not too happy. My face is red, and something is bothering me. And she said, what's wrong? I said, I broke two screens. Each screen is $85. We lost $85 on Google ad, and I only got one customer in, and I do not know where this is going. I do not fix phones. I should not be fixing phones. It's not my specialty, and I do not know what to do. She said, look at me. Look at me. I looked at her. I said, she said, you need to break 20 and 40 screens to know how to install a screen. You broke 2 screens and you're angry, wake up. So honestly, it's like somebody slapped me on the face. And I needed that slap. I needed that slap to wake up. And I said, you know what, I think you're right. I think you're right. She said, tomorrow order more screens and try again. I swear, that's what happened. She gave me that uplift. She gave me that uplift that I needed. And I felt like she's right. You know, I need to do it. I need to know how to do it. I'm going to order more screens. Tomorrow I'm going to call the guy. I'm going to buy 3 screens from him. Not 1, not 2. I'm going to buy 3. And I'm going to try again. And I later discovered that the phone is slightly bent on the corner. You know how the iPhone screen or the iPhone housing is round from the corners? One of the corners was actually a little bit bent in. We needed to unbend that corner. I went online and I came across something called the G tool. That was the only option in the market, something called a G tool, where it's like a clamp that goes from the outside and the inside. You do it with the screw and then it's gonna make that corner round again. How much was that tool? $375. I had no option. I had to buy that tool. I did not mention that I had about $11,000 in the bank. Rent was $1,200. I put a security deposit, $1,200. You have my home rent, the apartment rent, $1,500. If I go 2 or 3 months without making money, I'm already out of business before I even started business. So I went on eBay, I purchased that tool, and honestly, I still have it. I still have that tool. And I still use it to that very same day, the G tool. This one is special to me because I bought it when I first started that business. That's the way it looks. And I have the hats for iPads, iPhones, and I still use it to this very same day. I paid $375 for that tool. I unbent the corner for the iPhone. I installed the screen, and the screen clicked. Success, success. That was victory. That was that was happiness, pure happiness. I mean, the only reason I told you this story is because the customer brought me back to when I first started the business. He brought back memories, how I struggled to get customers, how I struggled to make money. As you can see, I lost $400 or $500 to fix a phone for a customer that I charged $110 for. But what did I gain? Experience. I gained experience that you cannot put a value on. How do you know how to fix an Asus laptop? I must have worked on 40, 50, 60 Asus laptops, and at some point I detected a pattern on what is wrong with them, and now I know how to fix those laptops. Another very important thing that got me through this is moral support from my spouse, from my wife, and from my mother. The 2 great women in my life. I'm not talking about a girlfriend, a spouse. I never was in a relationship outside marriage, never in my life. If somebody cares about you, they commit. Marriage is commitment. And when you commit, you should care about each other. The wife will care about you, and you will care about the wife. I do not know why marriages in this country cannot last more than a few months. I do not know why. I wanted to share that story to pass on that moral support, give you an uplift, and that's it. We're gonna end it right here. Let me know what you think. It's 9 o'clock. I need to go home, eat, spend time with the family, upload the video, sleep, and do it all over again in the morning. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. People think it's easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. But we're gonna end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think, and we'll do something else in the next video.